Hello and welcome to another instructional video on the MiSTer FPGA system. This time we'll be looking at the Magnavox Odyssey 2 core, also known as the Videopac or Videopac G7000 in Europe. And before I get too far into this, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're so inclined. It's not about helping me out, it's about helping you guys out. If you like these videos and want to see more of them, then that helps. That just helps the channel word get around, that sort of thing. I'm not looking to get monetized or anything like that. This is just for, it's really just a public service type thing that I'm trying to do here. So, if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and do that. Or if this does help you, leave a comment. That really helps me out as far as wanting to make more of these, because that's the main reason I'm doing it. Is I've had people say, hey, could you do some videos? And there they are. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get on to the core. So this was a system that came out in 1978. It was around the time when we had the Atari 2600 and Intellivision, ColecoVision, that sort of thing in the US. And I actually played on a couple of different systems back in the day. My neighbors and another friend of mine had Odyssey 2. One of them had the voice peripheral, which is really neat. So I'm going to get into that and show you how that works. And it was a little different. It was sort of a slightly computery thing. It had a keyboard. Let me just show you what it looked like. It had a full keyboard here, a little membrane type thing, but with all these symbols and the whole, QWERTY. Here's your alpha and your numeric. And then the joysticks. So it was kind of a hybrid-y like system. And then you put your cartridges in there, press the button. The voice module was a separate add-on that would go on top of this. I didn't get a picture of that handy, but you can go look it up. I'll send you some links to some other videos and things that show this. This is just a listing on eBay that I found that shows it pretty good. So you put your cartridges in here, there's your power button, and then the thing would go on top of this, and there'd be a hole so that you could still put your cartridges in and power button, even with the voice module on there. Here's what the cartridges looked like. They had this unique, distinctive handle. And this one is a Videopac G7200 from Europe. And this I got at nightfallcrew.com, so I'll leave a link to them too. Hope they don't mind me using this, but I think this will be okay. It's fair use. But this was an integrated system where the monitor was integrated and it was black and white. So you'll see in the settings there's like seven different contrast modes, and that was just to change the different values so that you could see the different colors, because this is a different color from that, and the contrast had to be just so in order to tell the difference on those, and that's why there's different ones for different games that kind of adjust it. And the game manual will tell you which one works with it. So that's kind of interesting. What else have I got here? So you can switch between the Odyssey 2 and the Videopac mode. The Videopac mode is going to be 50 hertz because it's on the PAL standard, television standard, as opposed to NTSC, which is 60 hertz. This is what we had in the US. So the games, if you take the same game, that's like one game, it'll run slower on the PAL system, the PAL version, than in the NTSC version. So that's just an interesting thing that happened a lot with games of various systems like the Commodore 64 and so on. So it has fully working keyboard. You just use a regular keyboard, plug it in, and you can do all the keyboard stuff you need. You can map joystick buttons for keys 0 through 9. That I'm not going to do because I don't have. If I was going to do that, I would like to have a joystick that has an integrated numeric keypad in there, because it's just like, trying to remember what buttons are what. It's a little bit crazy trying to get 0 through 9, on a regular joystick. So that'll be for another time. So I won't show you how to do that, but I'll show you how to do that with other systems, hopefully in the future, if I get a proper keypad joystick or controller, and I'll let you know when that happens in whatever video when I have. There's some other systems that actually have them, like the 5200, the Atari 5200, the ColecoVision and the Intellivision both had them, keypads in there, and the Jaguar had one with a keypad, and I think um, the Emerson Arcadia had one too. So we'll see when we get to those. It's not really necessary for this one, so that's why I'm not bothering to do that yet. Now, you can load in these VDC ROM character set, and you can change some stuff out for custom ROMs. There is instructions how to do that if you follow these links, which I'll drop the main link here for the GitHub page, and which this is the official GitHub page of the MiSTer project for this core here. I'll put that link in the description below, and you can click on here and get how to use these custom ROMs with the thing, and I'll show you one working. But there's some more instructions that you can go through here if you want. That's good to have correct sound, better timing, and collision detection. It's always good. And the voice peripheral, I'll show you how that works. That'll be neat. Some more installation. Some installation instructions. This link does work. It'll take you to instruction manuals. They're very, very helpful in selecting games, and also, just knowing how the games work, because this is an old system. It's not like the new stuff where you have tutorials in the beginning and stuff. It just goes, and if you got to know what the buttons do, or sometimes you can figure them out because it's pretty simple, but not always. So yeah, sometimes it's your player 1 and player 2. It wasn't always plugged into the same socket. The Commodore 64 had that occasionally, where you could, player 1 is in joystick port 2 for whatever reason, So we might encounter a game where we have to switch like that. It all depends on the game. So sometimes you need to swap controllers. I've had to do that with at least one before when testing. There still are a few graphic glitches. One of the games that I played back in the day was Breakout Blockdown or Blockout Breakdown. I think Blockout Breakdown. And that was a really fun game, and there's like the 2-player mode too. But that one's really flickery and stuff. It's glitched out. So hopefully they will update this core sometime, because that's a good game and it's be fun to play. But you can't play it when it's messed up. You can't play it right. At least when I tried earlier in my testing. There are a couple of like XROM dumps. I guess there's a couple games like Musician and 4 in a row, and you have to I guess you gotta name them like whatever .rom. I'm not gonna do that, for example. It's just you load a file. It's the same as you would load a bin file. So I'll just load the bin files, and then if you have any of these two, you can go ahead and load them. It's not like complicated. But yeah, that one game's kind of, oh well. So at this point, the MiSTer's a little bit lagging behind emulation, but on this particular core, but it still works and it does some neat stuff. So I will show you that at least. And then there's thanks, and these links don't work. I tried them earlier, but that's that for the instruction page. Let's get on to copying some games over. So I will load up WinSCP. You can use whatever method you like, whatever SFTP client. There are several that they all work, and you can do them. I'm just going to use this one because it's the one I use, and it works best for me showing you how to do this stuff. I do have a video on that if you need any help. Oh, and I should have said earlier, but I didn't. Also, make sure you get update all. Look at my first video. It'll both the video about the WinSCP and the initial setup one are both linked at the end of this video. They should be. If not, they'll be in the description too. So, if you can't find them, leave a comment. Let me know. I won't intentionally leave it out just so I get comments. But if you have any questions, comments are great for that. The comment section. Anyway, So this is the IP address that my MiSTer is at. Yours will likely be different, so you're going to need to check that. And I'll show you how to check that when we get into the MiSTer system. It'll tell you what the IP is, so you know how to get to it. The default username is root, or the username is root, and the default password for that is just the number 1. It has multiple digits here to obfuscate that, but it is just the number 1. Log in. So let's log in. And what we want to go to is on the MiSTer. I've already pre-selected the directory, but it's under Media, FAT, Games, Odyssey². And here's a bunch of stuff that I copied. This CHR stuff is for that character set thing that I showed you earlier. And this is just a bunch of stuff that I found somewhere. I think Videopac is a different region or something. I forget. And just some of this other stuff here is from that, as from the system as well. So let me copy that over. It will just take a moment. Done. Nice and quick. All right, let's switch over to the MiSTer side. There we go. Sorry about the wait. And this is actually in the core, which is fine. I'll just reset it real quick here. Okay, so when you start up the MiSTer, this is the screen that you get to. And we're going to go back and then to the left. And that's the IP address, 192.168.0.105. That's what mine is. Yours, whatever yours says, that's what you want to put in there. Don't put mine in. Put whatever yours says into your WinSCP or other program. All right, now we're going to go back here, go down to console, and hit the right, go down a little bit, and go to Odyssey². Comes up with the select game. Nice. And we're going to put a game in. We can just load any cartridge. And I'm going to do Odyssey². I've got Odyssey3 stuff here, but that doesn't work on this system. There is someone supposedly working on an Odyssey3 core, but it's not finished or anything yet. So, and I'm going to load Smithereens, which actually has a voice thing. So I'll also put a link to another video it's not one of mine, but another video that shows the whole Odyssey² system with the voice with the voice module and all that stuff, and you can get a good look at what it's like if you're interested. All right, so then you got to select a game, you got to press a number, something like that. And this is Smithereens. You hold the controller back, and then the longer you hold it, the farther it goes. And here's the sounds and stuff that it does. Okay, but this game actually has the voice, so I'm going to turn that on. I don't know if it'll work if I have to reset. I might have to reset it for that to actually work. So I think it has to detect it on startup. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's just reset. Now it's on. Open fire. See? Now it's on. Now the way the system was, as you can see here, the audio, the voices are on the right side, and the normal console sounds are on the left side. The voice module itself actually had a speaker in it, so it sounded, different. And then I think you'd hook it up to your TV, so the TV speakers would have the the console in this setting here. Look, and it's got nice sound. Easy. Come on, turkey, hit it. Come on, turkey, hit it. That goes way up. You blew it.
Incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, I blew up my own thing though.
Come on, turkey, hit it.
Trying to figure out the controls. Like the
Come
farther it goes,
on,
the longer you
turkey,
hold it, the
hit
farther
it.
it goes. But it looks like the directional things have a little bit. Like if I hold it to the right, it just shoots up. But if I hold it down, well, let's just shoot them. I don't know. Now it's just flicking off like quickly. It's weird. I was doing it earlier, and it didn't seem to be doing
That's
that.
easy. You blew it.
Yeah. I wonder if it just wasn't calibrated right before, because it was not. I hold it down like a
Come on,
long time
turkey,
for it
hit it.
to do that. Huh. I wonder if something glitched.
Come on, turkey, hit it. That's easy. Ouch, help.
But it's pretty neat. You know, come on, turkey. It taunts you a little bit. So that's neat, and that's one of the things that it does. So this is for the G7200 that I showed you earlier, and these are like the different black and white contrast modes. As you can see, depending on the contrast, you can see different things. You know, it looks a little different. So that's that. If I change it, well, this one, maybe I'll do a different one so you can hear the difference, see if it's speed in that on there. Let's see. This also had a unique game. It was Quest for the Rings. It was actually a board game, and then the computer game would do some stuff like, I don't know, rolling dice or something like that. For it, it was really kind of neat. So that'd be something that would be neat to explore. I can't really show it because I don't have all the the physical stuff to play the board game and all that. But it would be really neat to play something like that. What else did I play? Oh, let me show you one of the classics. I tried Frogger and it was like blink. It kind of blinked. I think that one I think was because I was in because it's only PAL mode. Let's see. So let's do Casey Munchkin. That was kind of their mascot. And oh yeah, see this one? It doesn't move, right? Well, I mean, not that you can see that it's not moving, but you can see I'm not doing anything. We have to swap the joysticks, and then it works. So this is one that joystick works differently. The Smithereens game is actually a two-player game. So, oh, I got eaten. It's actually a two-player game. So which I don't have didn't have a second controller. Oh, he turned. I didn't have a second controller hooked up, so or a second player to play that to illustrate, but it is a two-player. Oh, I got them all. I think they do return eventually. Yeah, that guy's in the like. Home base. Oh. Oh, now he's blue. That was weird. He wasn't blinking right. All right. Oh, wow. Hopefully I do have this at the proper 60 frames per second so it looks good. Oh. It's basically, it's kind of a Pac-Man clone. There was a lawsuit, but Magnavox, Philips, whatever, actually won. So they got to keep their game, but it did cost them a lot. I don't know if it was Namco or Atari that sued them. I'm not sure. I think Atari had some rights to distribute it in the US or something. Obviously, Namco made Pac-Man, so they had the actual rights to the game. And look, that last one goes so fast. I wonder if it's a... intentional or if it's more like Space Invaders where it was oh, maybe depending on what color it is when you grab it. It does different things. I don't remember. I'd have to look up the rules. But that's Casey Munchkin. What else have we got here? Oh, I have to do turtles because I'm just going to. Where is that? Whoops. Load cartridge. Turtles USA. I think this one the button didn't work, so I had to remap it. We will see. And it uses the voice module to do the music. Oh, now it's working. You may have to remap your buttons to get that to work. It sounds a little bit quiet to me, but the music does, but it's there. Oh, man. So, I played this on the NTEX Adventure Vision, so I figured I would play it on the system too, just sort of a compare thing. I kind of tend to do that. There's a few games that oh man, there are a few games that I try to play on multiple systems. Let's see if I can get this. It is tricky. I'm out, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. There, I did it. There you have 5. I know some of them have ways to select different games, because like Breakout Lockdown has multiple different versions. Because it has 2-player version and not 2-player. Be a different song for level 2. Yeah, that's not gonna work, is it? All right, so that's turtles. I think I'll start over. Yeah. Yeah, now we're back to level 1. Okay. What else do I want to show you? Oh, yes. Let's do this. Let's just let's see if I can reset the core. No, that just resets. I want to eject. Can I? Like delete or something. Let's try it. No. Well, I can do a quick reboot and get back into it because I want to show you there's a built-in. I don't think it was built in on the original one. Oh, there it is. I don't think it was built in on the original Odyssey 2, as far as I know, but this core does have one. It has this sort of built-in like tennis game or squash or whatever, like a Pong type thing. Yeah, Pong, as it says. I don't seem to get anything other than this one, but maybe. I can make it go fast. But yeah, I can't select any other versions, other games. Presumably this might be a 2-player. This is a 2-player one because if I swap the joystick, I can control the blue one. So this is a 2-player one. But there is supposed to be a Pong that has more different options, like a regular table tennis and all that. You know, your typical Pong stuff. All right, so what else? I'm going to show you how to change this stuff. So there's the CHR, and you can go to like the quads, and it's like that instead of the select game. Let's see, and then it looks different. See, it's all blocky. It's a blocky font. Yeah. So that's how that works. You can change those. You'd have to make, a font of whatever kind, that works. I think if I go back to this, it's the normal one. And I don't know that there's anything else I really need to show you and launch in there. As far as the RGB thing, that's if you have a CRT and you have it hooked out to the CRT instead of having it like composite or whatever. It's got a nice RGB setting in there. You'll have to research the instructions on that because I don't have a CRT, so I can't say I can't tell you with authority that I have done this and it works, right? So I'm not going to. I'm gonna just you're gonna have to look that up because I don't have my MiSTer hooked up to a CRT, unfortunately. But that's just the way that's just it happens. So yeah, that's it. I think that's all that we have here to show you. I told you about the link for the instructions. I'll leave links to the stuff I referenced earlier. I'll put that in the description. And yeah, oh, I know. There was one other thing. I wanted to show you the Videopac system. Let's load up turtles, right? Oops, that's the wrong one. Load cartridge. The USA one. Let's turn the voice on. Let's reset. See how it's slower? That's the difference. It's just because the systems ran at different frequencies. So you probably would want to use this one. Let's see if that runs better. Sounds about the same. Sometimes they would redo them to, run different speeds. But not always. Oops. Okay, so I think that's it. I can't think of anything else right now. Let's see. I told you about that. I told you about the modes, the palettes thing. You have to. That's for the CRT stuff. I mean, it looks fine here. HDMI. The keyboard is interesting. It was a unique kind of system. You can map the joystick buttons. It works better if you have a keypad on your joystick, but there aren't very many. So we'll explore those options in a different video. I showed you how to do the ROM care set. There's further instructions if you really want to get into it and playing around with it. You can look up resources. I'll give you links to a couple of informational sites about the Odyssey² in case you're interested in looking up more about the system. I think it was an interesting system. Yes, the graphics are quite primitive, but it came out in 1978. And the games, some of the games are actually fun. I showed you the voice peripheral. I don't think there's anything else that I need to show you on this. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you know anyone else who would be, interested in seeing these videos, let them know so that they can, get the information if it's helpful. That's really what I'm about, is trying to help people, and this will be a nice documentation for people to hopefully, set things up or have questions or whatever. And yeah, so I hope it has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you on another video. Take care.